G'day viewers, welcome to the end of another week. Unless you didn't make it to the end of the week, in which case you're dead, and I'm not talking to you anyway, weird dead people. No, it's Friday, which means it's time for Totally Fucked Up Friday. I'm drinking mango cider. How's that even a thing? It's anarchy is what it is. Chaos in the streets. Soon there'll be dogs sleeping with cats. It's end times. Thanks, Obama. Still, on with the stories. And when I research the stories for TFU Friday, occasionally a theme comes through. Not every week, but some week I find several stories that fit a theme. And this is one of those weeks. And this is a theme I've had before. It's Crime Week on TFU Friday. Series of totally fucked up stories about crime. Fucked up criminals and fucked up coppers. And there's quite a bit going on recently. There's a big story that's been unfolding over the last couple of weeks about a website known as Silk Road. If you've never heard of it, it's on the darknet. It's a secret, encrypted website where people were basically selling drugs, and not just drugs, weapons, other criminal activity, including even the founder of the site boasting that he had a hit performed on someone he didn't like. Now, this is like, your pseudo-anarchist libertarian wet dream. Yeah, it's totally secret. Government can't touch us, man. We can do what we want. Woo! And the founder of the site, one Ross Ulbricht, he's a 29-year-old, like to call himself the Dread Pirate Roberts. He's just been arrested, and Silk Road's been shut down, and much of the darknet has gone bye-byes because it seems to have suddenly dawned on some people that the idea of a world-famous secret underground drug network is fucking contradictory. It didn't occur to this Dread Pirate Roberts character because he used his real name and real photo on profiles. You know what happens when you run a drug network with your real name and real photos? The cops get fucking pissed off at your arrogance and the way you're rubbing it in their face, and they fucking come for you. And surprise, surprise, this guy and his wonderful encrypted Tor network is now fucking history. Who knew, right? Who knew if you told the fucking world you were enabling a big fucking drug network, they were gonna get you? You know what? All those Hollywood stories of criminal masterminds are fucking bullshit. Some criminals are smart, but the vast fucking majority are stupid, and they build up their crime empires or their crime careers by doing stuff that normal people just won't do. Okay? It doesn't make them smart. It occasionally makes them ruthless. It occasionally makes them cunning. It just makes them not normal. And they do not. Wow, this has got a lot of bubbles in it. Sorry, it's disgusting. At least it's not smell-o-vision, because my dinner also had garlic in it, so you're lucky you're not getting that. So yeah, the Silk Road goes bye-byes. And there was a fairly high-profile story of someone being really stupid and getting busted. But in a lot of ways, he's certainly not the most stupid criminal I read about when looking for stories. There's a story in Ohio of a guy getting stopped, like a traffic stop, and the cops do the, I smell marijuana, I'm going to search the car. And the passenger gets out so the cop can search, and there's a cop has gotten into the car, at which point the driver goes, I should make a break for it. Pro tip, really you probably shouldn't try and make a run from a road stop, because that really rarely works out well. But if you're going to, you do it before the cop gets in your car. My throat's a bit dry. Lucky I've got this. Yeah, because if you make a run for it after the cop's in your car, you're not actually getting further away from the cop, because he's in the seat next to him. I'm just imagining the guy going, nah, I'm getting away. Man, that cop's right on me. I'll get away from him. Oh, he's still there. Oh. And the dickhead goes off the road and rolls the car. He's going to have a very fucking bad life for the next few years. I assume besides the drugs and the traffic offence and the injuring a cop, being a rank fucking moron will be right up there on the charge list. He still isn't the dumbest criminal involved in a road incident with cops that I read about. There's a story in Louisiana about a guy who runs right up the back of a police car. Like, he hasn't even started to brake. It's like 40 miles an hour into the back of a police car. And that's a pretty fucking hard hit if you're not braking at all. And the cops say, before he hit the car, they sort of saw him coming, and they saw that he was looking down and being distracted. Now, look, we've all done the thing we're not meant to, looked at our phone, a text message, a call, changed music that's playing. All the things you're not really meant to do. It's bad, you shouldn't do it, because you'll end up dead if you do it. But we've all done it. So, what was the story with this guy? Well, the cops search his car because they're saying to him, what were you doing? You look distracted, we're on the phone. And he's unable to give a coherent answer. And they're all right. And they search his car. They find a syringe that still has heroin in it. And there's blood on the end of the syringe. And he's got fresh track marks on his arm. So Boy Genius here is fucking shooting up smack while driving. And up the back of a cop car. To me, this is a real finger of God thing. A celestial power has gone, you know what? That fucking degenerate waste of life has not got my message about his poor life choices. I need to nudge him just a bit further. Right up the back of that cop car. Have you worked out now that you're a fucking wasted unit, okay? Stop doing that shit you're doing. That's how weird this world is. That there are some people who need to be told shooting up smack while driving is a bad idea. For fuck's sake, mate, at least pull over to the shoulder of the road and do it. I mean, don't do that either. That's still a really fucking bad idea. But for fuck's sake, driving and blasting smack? What the fuck is wrong with some people? It just absolutely beggars belief. And then that guy, maybe I should have finished with him because I think he was probably the stupidest. Not the weirdest. There was a story from Connecticut of a guy who's been arrested on a whole array of charges. But the whole lead up to it was really weird. He's about 70 years old. His ex-wife calls the cops and says, I haven't heard from him. I'm normally in contact with him all the time. I think something's happened to him. Can you go and check on him? Cops go around to check on him. He's fine. That's not when he got arrested. But then dude himself calls the police and says, I think someone burgled my house and stole my prescription medicine. Can someone come around? So cops come around and he invites them into his house, where they determine there was no burglary. But then they see a rifle case down on the floor and they go, what's this about? And he goes, oh, that's for my gun. I've got a fuckload of guns. It turns out he's got over 140 guns, all registered in his name. And again, if you're not an American, that's a slightly jarring statistic. Private citizen legally owns more than 140 guns. But they're all legal. So that's not why he's arrested. No. While he's got the cops in there and they're going through the house, they say, your garage has got a weird chemically smell. What's that all about? And he goes, that would be the drums of ammonium nitrate I've got there. Now, the dude does not proceed to say, that's a chemical fertilizer that I have every right to have in my possession. No, he says, that's the stuff that was used in the 1993 World Trade Center bombing. That's how he introduces it to the cops. And yes, just in case anyone has a short memory, before 9/11, there was actually a terrorist attack on the World Trade Center. It was a bomb in a van in the car park, blew up, did actually kill some people. Obviously not near as horrific as the planes crashing into the building, but, you know, it happened. And the guy did not leave it there. He's going, oh, and these chemicals over here, they're the same ones that we used in the Oklahoma City bombing. So, guys being massive fucking troll, and he goes, oh, yeah, there's an actual bomb I built. I like building rockets. Yeah, I think I've got some detonators around the place. And that's a bomb I was building for Keith Richards of the Rolling Stones, who does apparently live in the area. Unsurprisingly, Keith is unavailable for comment. Then again, just in general terms, with his lifestyle choices, Keith's usually unavailable for comment. But yeah, if seriously, if the cops call you up and said, dude called us and said he was building a bomb for you, is that true? There's going to be a whole bunch of, no, that doesn't sound familiar at all. Please don't call me again. So, the guy's on a bunch of bomb-making charges and mischief and whatnot. But when I look, the way he invited the cops in and mouthed off about World Trade Center, Oklahoma bombing, I'm going to go on the record now. If I was a betting man, I would lay money this guy's defense. Because, that's the freakiest thing for me in this story. The guy's out on bail, waiting a court appearance. So, yay. I'm willing to bet his defense when he goes into court is he wasn't committing a crime. It's got to be a libertarian or maybe even a full-on sovereign citizen defense that he has the right, he has the God-given constitutional right to possess those things because he hasn't actually committed a crime. Because in my book, you don't troll the cops to that degree unless you want to make a big fucking point. I'm going to round off now to say it's not just criminals who's a fucked. Largely, they are, but it's not them alone. The coppers as well, because there's this story that's come out of California. And it had to be California because they appear to think 21 Jump Street is real. They've got cops infiltrating high school, trying to bust kids for drugs. Because, yeah, if you want to keep kids from ruining their lives with drugs, the way to do it is to bust them, get them suspended from school so they never graduate and have a criminal record. That'll stop them ruining their lives, you fucking shithead morons. But anyway, this guy who's at a particular high school, apparently he was so obvious, his name was Daniel or something, most of the kids are actually calling him Deputy Dan because it's so fucking obvious. He's an undercover narc. But what ends up happening, he targets an autistic kid. And the kid's got a few diagnosed conditions. Apparently, it's very obviously he's got a disability. And the cop targets him. And the kid's parents claim the cop sent him about 60 text messages harassing him, asking him to buy dope for him. And all the autistic kid thinks is, I've got a friend. That's so cool. This guy wants to be in contact with me all the time. And because the guy, 60 messages saying, buy me some dope. He eventually tries to do it. The cop gives him $20. And apparently he bought like half a joint from a homeless man and gave it to him. And then he hassled him more, buy it again. So he got him some more dope from someone. And then it just kept, no, buy more dope. And at this point the kid says, this is all wrong. No, we can't do this. Not doing it anymore. At which point Deputy Dan arrests the kid. Gets him suspended from school. Fucks him. Yeah, he fucked the kid up enough by screwing with him and making him think he had a friend. Because as is common with a lot of autistic people, the kid had a lot of trouble reading social cues, which is why he may not have been as clued in as the other kids were that this was obviously a cop with a setup. Kid just thought, oh, someone wants to be my friend. This is cool. And the cop abuses it. And this is what passes for law enforcement. Going after a vulnerable person, exploiting them, harassing them to buy you drugs. And then when they say, I'm not doing that anymore, then you arrest them and fuck their lives.